And I don't know how old AMVCA was, but I know AMVCA was still young then. I said I needed to make something and bring for AMVCA. So I started that. I mean, I'm a man of very high taste. So I'd employed a lot of people. Then there was I wrote a lot of stories, but I mean there was one I decided to do. I'd hired some even Ghanaian actors that people know, and a whole lot of things like that. But guess what?
It's always a nice time having you on our show, Reflection. Reflection is a place where paths to success are illuminated. We have today on our show this young, talented creative. And before I let the cat out of the bag, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and also share so that people of like mind will see the wonderful works we are doing here. It's a very rare privilege and a singular honor to have today the person of Mr. Njoku Samuel Kehinde. This young talented man here is an embodiment of creativity and is someone that I respect so much when it comes to the creative industry. And instead of me letting the cat out of the bag, I'd like him do that himself. Mr. Samuel, welcome to Reflection TV.
Thank you for having me.
We are so glad to have you.
It's a great privilege to be on your show.
Thank you very much for heeding to our call.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Mr. Samuel, can you give us, a short intro, a short overview of who this embodiment of creativity sitting right next to me is?
All right. My name is Njoku Samuel Kehinde, and I'm a Christian, I'm a filmmaker, and I'm an entrepreneur. And when it comes to the creative space, I mean, I have vast knowledge about the creative space, and also, I do a little bit of real estate, and I mean, you can call me a real estate person too. But I'm more of a filmmaker than anything, and I'm also the creative lead at Calidad Studios and the pioneer of Calidad Film School.
Wow. Like I said, I didn't oversay when I said this young talented man is an embodiment of creativity. And Mr. Samuel, looking at the combination of your name, I beg to look into that. Njoku Samuel Kehinde. It looks like an Igbo Yoruba, just like cutting across the. Can you give us, like, are you Igbo, Yoruba?
Metaloko.
Metaloko.
All right. Njoku is an Igbo name, so I'm obviously Igbo.
Wow.
I'm Igbo and I'm twin.
Wow.
And my mom is Yoruba. Wow. So that's where the Yoruba part of me is where the Kehinde comes from.
Yeah.
And I'm twin. The Samuel is Christian. So
nice one.
Glory to God.
Glory to God. So so did you let's backtrack to your early days. Now, does it just jump at you, creativity, or is this something you studied accurately in school, or was it that you just picked up interest, someone just picked up interest in you and said, you this boy, I know you're going to be a cinematographer, come and be learning cinematography, or things like that. How did it start for you?
Well, filmmaking for me started a long time ago.
Wow.
I'm laughing because this sounds like something I've said before. Well, filmmaking for me started a long time ago. It all started when I enrolled for a computer training program.
Okay.
That was 2008, thereabout. And they taught us a lot of things. They taught us Microsoft Word, Excel, Corel Draw, and it all started when they taught us Windows Movie Maker. There's an app on Windows back then. I don't think Windows Movie Maker still exists, but they taught us Windows Movie Maker, and that's how it all started for me. Before then, I always loved to see the process of filmmaking. I'd love to like make something, but it really didn't come out until Windows Movie Maker was taught. And trust me, that was just the beginning of a new thing in my life. And but that's long ago, 2008. It's a long time
It's
ago.
a long time ago, yeah.
That's if we are counting. That's like how many years ago?
2008 is even more than a decade, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's more than a decade
That's
ago.
like 17 years. Oh, really? Wow.
That's a long time. Wow.
How long is that? Amazing. So it started then.
Okay.
So sweet thing is after the computer training program, my mom got me a desktop computer, and they would just keep seeing me behind the computer doing things, typing things. What I'm doing is just trying to put clips together. My auntie had a camera. Then I'll go to her room. I'll steal the camera. I'll film couple of things, and I'll come to my editing suite. Then I'll edit things together. And I mean, I would say filmmaking for me started. I started as an editor.
Wow.
It started as an editing job for me. So I mean, that's how it all started.
So it started as an editing job because looking at how you picked up the interest, it's interesting the fact that it was meant to be computer training per se, but out of those things that were taught, you had to single out the part of editing, filmmaking, and which later became a big thing for you now. Looking at that trajectory, it seems the parents are in support of what you are doing. I mean, what you started up doing, right?
All right. I mean, what they had sent me to do was just computer training.
Yeah.
I mean, what was in vogue then is, I mean, a child should know how to operate computers, right? So that was it basically for them. Yes, there was support. The support was there for a child to know how to operate computer. And back then, when parents want you to know how to operate computer, they want you to be able to type.
I think that's the basic knowledge they feel you should have. Yeah.
When it comes to the working space, then I think some of the key softwares they would teach back then is probably Photoshop, how to design graphics,
Exactly.
how to type
Majorly
documents,
Mavis
Beacon, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just that for them, but for me, it was a life-changing experience because that defined who I was going to be at the long run.
At the long run, yeah.
And even at the long run, I didn't even know what I was doing was something I could bank on.
Wow.
So it started as something I loved to do.
Yeah. So, Mr. Samuel, understanding where you started from, I mean, where you picked the interest of filmmaking from, I believe that there are things that you would have done in the filmmaking journey, I mean, in the industry, people you met, and things you have done. Can you run us through how the journey has been?
All right. So then after learning, after doing my computer training program, I mean, like I said, I was tired of picking pictures and merging pictures online. I wanted to do something else. I wanted to like be able to merge clips together, and I wanted to be able to control the type of clips I'm bringing together. So what I'll do, like I said, was I would go and steal my auntie's camera. I would gather my siblings, would film things, I would
Animate and inanimate objects.
Yes, would film things, and maybe at night when NEPA brings light, it's me and my computer and my UPS. Then, so if NEPA takes the light, I'm able to quickly save and
Control S.
And so it started like that. And so moving on, I would call my friends in school when I was in secondary school. I'll call my friends, come now, let's make things now. I'll call them, invite them, film stuff, edit, play, and so from there, my friends knew I make films and things like that. So moving on, 2011, I gained admission into the university,
Okay.
and I I didn't know that then. I didn't know that I could study filmmaking
Filmmaking. Wow.
because it wasn't really open to me. I mean, internet then wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't that viral like
What we
everywhere.
can do with internet then was to surf and through, we download games, and
Yeah.
data was like
My
100
God,
naira
to
for
go.
10 MB. So to go
To
at
go,
most,
yeah.
and Facebook.
Eskimi.
Exactly. So I wasn't really exposed enough to know that this thing I'm doing, I could go to a film school for it. So
Information.
yeah, so I couldn't. So when I gained admission into the university, I studied in Ghana. So I studied in Methodist University College, Ghana. 2011, where I entered, I didn't go with my computer because I thought this is a new journey. I don't want to carry too much load in case I have to run. so I got to Ghana, and then I studied information technology. I was going to classes, but I mean, I was not just feeling. I felt that like I'd left a big part of me behind.
There's something more.
Yes, there's something more. And when I realized that, okay, I've seen the place I'm going to, and I've seen the space, I've seen how much I could still do with my filmmaking. When the next holiday I came to Nigeria, I packed my computer, and then Ghana. See, when we go to Ghana, then the internet, I mean, we had access to internet. When we buy data then in Nigeria, we'd buy 30 minutes. But then in Ghana, I had a laptop. If you entered into a cafe,
Yeah.
you can just you buy time.
And you take it home,
Yes,
right?
no, you don't take it home. You buy
Oh.
time, and then you punch it on your Wi-Fi. Ours was mostly you go and buy time and use their computer.
Yeah.
So one thing I did then was after I took my laptop there. After buying 30 minutes, I bought 30 minutes there. The internet is fast, and I got introduced to YouTube, and I would search how to make film out. So I started tapping, I started seeing people talking about films. And one thing I would do there, the moment I'm in the cafe, their internet will go slow because this is a man downloading.
Making use of the
Yes,
resources.
this is me. I would be downloading every tutorial I can. So every time I go there,
they know that there's this stubborn man is there.
someone is here interrupting their data flow. I would download as much as I could every time. I made it an order of every day. That every day I just go 30 minutes. It could be 1 hour. Maybe my 30 minutes is over and I needed more time. I would buy more time. So I'd buy time and I'll keep downloading and downloading. Then I downloaded. I had like over 300 videos. So I would watch. So I could say I started building. There's one thing in filmmaking, training your eyes. So one of the things I started doing then, I started to train my eyes to know what is right, what is cinematic, what is fine, so that was where it started. So I could tell you that most of my learnings were online. I started learning online, and then I had white guys as my tutor.
Yeah, because it's a virtual tutorial, a virtual class.
Exactly. So I had Ryan Connolly. There's this man. I have them on my wall in this place. I have those people that impacted my journey from the beginning on my gallery wall. On my gallery wall at the studio. So I kept watching and watching and watching. See, I got. I used to have a tablet then. Okay, I had one camera. That camera they use disc. Would use disc to record and copy on copy. It was so stressful. So I needed a DSLR camera. I had Galaxy S phone. Those phones were Odogu phones then. But
you were a hot boy then.
So so it got to a point I was just tired. I wanted to really film something. So I had a tablet then. I just went to Circle. There's a place in Ghana called Circle. It's like a computer village. So I went to Circle, I sold the tablet, I bought the DSLR camera. It was Canon 1100E. I bought it. The moment I bought it, it was like I was given a trophy of life.
Wow.
The moment I got it, I started practicing some of the things I had learned prior to the time.
Prior to that time.
So I started filming. I would call my friends, oh yeah, let's do film. And then I knew how to edit. And from then, Windows Movie Maker was getting hold. It wasn't giving me as much as I wanted. I moved to Calidad Studios. That's an editing app that most people don't even know now. Camtasia. From Camtasia, I moved to Sony Vegas. There's an app called for Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas was not giving me as much as I wanted to. Then I went to Premiere Pro. So now I'm still sitting on Premiere Pro because Premiere Pro will never stop giving. And it all started like that. And me being a cinematographer, I've always just wanted to be a film director. But back then I realized the type of things I wanted to see, the type of compositions I'd wanted, the type of expressing the type of pictures, the visions I'm seeing as a director. It wasn't something that maybe I would attribute it to my communication level. Then I couldn't communicate it well to anybody. Or if I had communicated it, I needed someone that has a very high knowledge of cinematography to be able to help me interpret it into actual pictures. So I took it upon myself. I said, okay, I need to learn this cinematography because my own style of directing needs it needs someone that knows cinematography because I am more of a visual storyteller. I want to use visuals to show you and not too much talk. So I thought about it. Learning cinematography would actually be one of the greatest tools I can possess. I can have. So I kept learning, watching tutorials, so I can tell you for a fact that today there is no tutorial on YouTube about filmmaking that I have not seen. Don't say how is it possible? There are thousands. I've seen plenty. Any other thing they are doing now are remakes of things I've seen before. So I've seen almost everything that pertained everything that I needed. And from then I grew, and then when I finished from the uni in 2015, it was time to come to Nigeria. I'd graduated. My twin sister she had moved. I said to myself, I'm never coming to Nigeria without making a film. I'm not the type that I don't like to stay idle. So I said to myself, I'm finishing uni now. Am I going to just go and sit down? Because trust me, the information technology really wasn't my thing. The coding, it was so stressful. I studied and passed because I just needed to get that off my chat
and tick it off.
Exactly, and tick it off. But the filmmaking, I still never stopped making films. Then I don't know how old AMVCA was, but I know AMVCA was still young then. I said I needed to make something and bring for AMVCA. So I started that. I'm a man of very high taste. So I had employed a lot of people. Then there was I wrote a lot of stories, but there was one I decided to do. I'd hired some even Ghanaian actors that people know, and a whole lot of things like that. But guess what? I felt I couldn't come out with that film. Not because it wasn't, I was a very crazy person that if it's not it, it's not it. It was from the first day that we started filming, then when I saw the frame of the camera, because when I wanted to film, what I was looking for was like a very good cinematographer. So I went to film schools in Ghana. I took trips to different film schools. I've forgotten the name of this film school, but I went and I asked, who is your best cinematographer in this school? I checked his work and they said he has work, and I was going to use a Blackmagic camera then. Blackmagic production camera. It was a camera in vogue.
Wow.
Because that's the camera I wanted to use. And I told him, he said, don't worry, I've used it before. Fast forward, we got to set, and I mean, I hired my lecturer. Like, I didn't pay her. I told my lecturer that I didn't even talk like this. I said, Ma, I'm a filmmaker and I want you to be in my film. And the woman was like, do you think I can do it? Yes. I said, Ma, I've been in your class several times. I know you can do it. And she said, okay, no problem. She came. She was the first to arrive on set.
Wow.
The first day when I saw the frame from the camera, it just didn't feel like what I wanted.
The taste was not what you actually envisaged.
It was not what I visioned. It was not. So I'm that crazy. I am that crazy. Then, I mean, and I spent a lot of money. When I mean a lot of money, I spent close to 4,000 Ghana cedis then.
Wow.
That was like 400K then. It's a lot of money for short film.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I didn't want to break their hearts, the hearts of many people that chose to work with me because it was a bulky crew. So the day one, when I looked at, when we were filming, I knew this was not my film. I told my friend, my Nigerian party friend, guy, this is not my film. I'm going to Nigeria in 2 days. I'd left all the money everybody had paid because that wasn't what I had envisioned. That wasn't what I wanted to see. So I cried. So when I came back to Nigeria, I was just trying to on some certain things and so that I could just make another one for AMVC. I did another one, I failed. This one, the problem I had for that one wasn't the problem I had for the first one in Ghana. It wasn't. The problem was solved. But the problem we had on this one was timing problem. Okay. The kind of project I wanted to make needed more time. And even out of the little, the time we had wasn't bad. We had scheduled it well because I spent several months planning the film. I traveled several times to Lagos to talk to my cinematographer and all of those things. My cinematographer. So the problem was just time. The first day wasted because my cinematographer didn't arrive.
Wow.
We couldn't even reach him until the following day. We went to quickly pick him, and then the next thing, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know people. Someone can stay without sleeping for 2 days. Wow. I did it. So, but that film failed. So I went on thinking, okay, how can I get these things to work? So, what I thought about was, okay, we needed for this thing to work. I said to myself, Samuel, you're a crazy person. For this to work, you need to build a team of crazy people.
Get like minds in a team.
Exactly. Build people. Okay, this is how we want it. This is how we want it to work. Then that's what birthed Calidad Studios.
Wow. That's what birthed Calidad Studios. So far, has the experience been, in this space and country? I mean, Nigeria, since you started Calidad Studios, I know that you have a film school, but then before film school, has the journey been like, has it been bed of roses? Just anytime you need this thing, you get it, anytime, or there's been some challenges, and have you been able to overcome?
All right, so there were a lot of unveilings that happened when the studio started. Okay. I figured every member of my family thought I was a crazy person. Like any family would think, film studio. No, it would never start well with anybody. Film studio. So one of the challenges, one of the things that I knew I needed to figure out to do is to sustain it. We needed something to sustain, and what do we need to sustain? We needed money. So then, with my little head, I'd crafted some things for, okay, how do we make money? That's where we brought in Calidad events. Under Calidad Studios, we could film events for people and make money. So it's been a journey of, okay, let's try and sustain. So once we sustain, after sustaining, we make sources to make money, and then we pump into filmmaking. Yeah. As of this time that we are speaking, Calidad Studios is 6 years old.
Wow, that's a beautiful long journey.
Calidad Studios turned 6, 1st of March 2025. Wow. So we are 6 years old, and I can tell you for a fact that it's been a journey of discovering a lot of things. One, I have never gotten to be any CEO of anything before. I never had any background of okay, maybe sustaining things. So, I mean, it's been a journey for me, trying to learn and balance, and also to ensure that the name still exists.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of balancing for
Personal
me.
growth,
Yes, personal
and
growth.
business growth,
Oh,
career
you
growth.
try some things, and oh, it's not working enough. We just pump in another thing. We try. So when we were talking earlier, and then you said, oh, I've not blown yet.
but then, yeah, actually, so understanding the fact that we have where we are looking at. I mean, we have a point that we're actually aiming, but then we want to understand that we were not where we were yesterday. We are not where we were yesterday, rather. And that journey itself is something that is worth celebrating. It's something that is worth acknowledging. That yeah, I was at point A yesterday, but now I've not gotten to point B, but I left point A already. I'm on my way to point B. So that alone helps to give us a sense of reasoning to say, yes, what do I need to do more to move from where I am presently again to move to another point? And it's been a wonderful journey. I must applaud your efforts so far.
Thank you.
So Mr. Samuel, there's a subject matter that is posing stress, and I've seen it as a major issue this time and climb between both young professionals, career professionals, businessmen, entrepreneurs, and all. And it's about time management. And we know that it's not a news that we all have 24 hours. I mean, everybody has the same 24 hours. And yet you still have to do many things, juggle between work, business, life, and all. How have you been able to manage your time, and still come out productive?
One of the things I would say about my time management is I figured I needed to let go of a lot of things. One of the things I needed to let go was just there were personal things like some personal enjoyment. I mean, as an entrepreneur, these are some of the things you have to let go.
Yeah.
I mean, the Samuel of 7 years ago before Calidad Studios started, I mean, I was a groovy guy. Sometimes I would get home like 1 o'clock in the midnight. Not that I'm a bad person or not that I'm robbing banks or something, but the case is, I mean, I didn't. I was enjoying my life
Out there.
Yes, out there. But one thing I had realized is that 24 hours, many entrepreneurs will tell you is not enough. So it was not enough for me. And I mean, these days, when the studio started, every little time I had to rest, I always take it. So one thing is I don't really joke with my night because I'm always active by the day. A lot of things that cut off in my personal life. I mean, vacations. How can I think about vacations yet? How can I think about going to lounge and spending hours and doing all of those things?
Because there are even pressing
know
work to do.
I know it's good to enjoy life, but this is that phase that I can't afford to
waste away.
To lounge around, this is the phase. I know a phase will come where I sit down and then the money is dropping and I want to make films, and I know want some trillions or billions somewhere that I want to make films with. But this phase is just that phase for me. So time management for me, my time is just devoted to the growth of Calidad Studios. And it's just it's being channeled towards ensuring that we are developing new strategies to help us stay in vogue. Because I can tell you for a fact, the life in 2019 when it all started is not the life it is right now. The exposure of people that we worked together in 2019 is not the exposure of the people now. Life is evolving, and people have now sees Lamborghini on Instagram. People of them probably sees a Toyota Camry.
Exactly.
Now you can see a gap, and for that as an entrepreneur, it's a lot of leveling up.
Exactly. Just to catch up with the trend.
And ensure that there is something that solicits with everybody at every level. So it's time management. It's just time spent on evolving, time spent on, because one thing about business, if you don't evolve, then you will
They will
remain.
leave you, but they will leave you about.
Yes, so if anybody that comes here in comes to Calidad Studios in 2021, they know that Calidad Studios is not where Calidad Studios used to be. So it's a lot of investing time on, okay, how do we get things to work? How do we upgrade things? What do we need to do?
Who do we even need to bring to?
What kind of market is moving now? The market moving now is way different from the market moving in the past years.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of upgrading and,
Development. Wow. It's been a very, very wonderful time of learning, unlearning, and relearning with Mr. Samuel. And the truth of the matter is, we've got to understand that growth is not something that you can do with enjoyment. Say, like, we just have to say it that way, because it's more like a scale of preference. You'd have to leave one for one, just so that you capitalize on one process, and the result is what matters. And we can see that 6 years down the line, the result is speaking for itself. We have Calidad Studios, we have Calidad Film School, and a lot of amazing projects has been coming out from the stable of Calidad Studios. And may I tell you that this session, this episode of this program is filmed right here inside Calidad Studios. It's a wonderful experience. And then we really appreciate the effort you've been putting on the growth, the effort you've been putting on evolving, creativity wise, bringing people together, teaching, and also trying to impact your knowledge in people that are coming behind, and making sure that we have a better guild of creatives out there. Thank you very much for your time today, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you very much for having me.
We really appreciate you really appreciate the fact that you gave us the time to come here and to film this.
Thank you.
Before you go, I want us to take out our time to check out Calidad Studios. I believe we have a website for Calidad Studios.
Yes, www.calidadstudios.ng. And if you would like to study filmmaking, www.calidadfilmschool.com, and then that's a sign up to amazing things for your life when it comes to filmmaking.
Yes, it's a sign up to amazing things for your life when it comes to filmmaking. Till we meet in another episode, this is me saying, don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to share for people to see the wonderful things that we're doing on this channel. Until then, we say thank you and God bless.